Right, hopefully the stream link goes through. It looks like it has. Look at that. Put it up everyone tag just to mess with everyone. Just setting up the YouTube 1 second. Just because they haven't had enough pings yet. Alright! I think we are good. Alright, looks like we just had a couple of people join the group. 13 people in. The skyline should be readying up. Should have a full lobby, I'm pretty sure. Just going through just to make sure. 3 from FGR. 3 from NWR. 3 from Project Platypus, 3 from Inferno, and 3 from Two Oil Kingdoms. So that's Lobby A. That should be all of them joining sooner rather than later here then. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with here then. Well, what are we dealing with? We've got 13 in at the moment, which means we're still missing 3 people. Who are we missing? It is Yellow Racer, Quinn, and Pekka. So we've got Inferno in. There's Inkyo, Jensen, and Mumu. The 3 are in. 12 Kingdoms, Finn, TS Bap, Ahmed, they're in. So we're missing Project Platypus. No, Project Platypus has just joined. And it's Aura, so that means we are missing the final 2 are the FGR boys. When they get in, so they're the only 2 we are missing then. Alright. Let's go. That looks like Attengren has just joined, so we are full for 16 then. 4 minutes ahead of schedule. Look at that. Look at that indeed. Hello to everyone that has joined us so far. That's proof that my mic is doing all right. Alright, so that's everyone in. Skyline is the only one. Welcome to the people just starting to join us for the final round before the top 5 split. It is a very big day in ALR. That's a certain. After round 5, we have FGR on 461, NW on 359, so FGR taking a controlling lead so far. Then we've got Project Platypus on 332, Inferno on 312, and Two Oil Kingdoms on 272. Chasing Pack on 245, pretty much is just Eric's. Just Eric's, and then you got Aero GT 196 and FSC on 189. Those two may be able to get themselves involved in some capacity. Until then, those top 5 very much in control of their own destiny. We get, for reference, to people who have not been here before, after week 6, we set up for double points races. Week 7 and week 8 are 1.5 times the length, so it is 187.5 miles in distance, which usually sets it in for about 2 hours worth of streams. It means we do start at 7:30, however, UK time. Make sure that we have enough time and we're not running the Europeans into well beyond midnight. But yeah, there's also a double point, so it is crucial that your team has as much of an advantage as they can possibly get from the end of tonight. That's the aim. That is the point. If you're FGR, you've got a 100-point lead, you're trying to extend that. If you're NWR, you need that gap shrunk as much as you can physically muster up. Give yourself an opportunity when we go to these final 2 tracks over the next couple of weeks. The lobby's been up for 20 minutes. The only person that's been readied up in the last 5 minutes is Skyline. So we are going at 8 o'clock on the dot. I know, right? Early for some. Crazy. I know. Then we got to 8 o'clock. I go one last check of the settings. Everything is pretty good. Looks good to me. So we are off. For one last time in the main part of the season where everybody gets to race. For qualifying here. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves tonight. We are in for a massive one. Let's see who's going to be the first one out then. It looks like the first one out may be BX. Have a look. If the game would actually let me look, that would be appreciated. It looks like everyone is now out onto the track for qualifying. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Everyone but Finn is out on the track. Correction. Who is the actual person out in front? Who are we meant to be watching? There you go, it's BX. I thought it would be. Don't know why that took so long to get there. Don't have any idea why that took so long to get there. Alright, through this first, so yeah, we've got one more race to go here. Reverse B is not something we use very often in ALR, which is why it's on the Esports calendar, something a bit refreshing. Not everyone will know this track. You've got to actually put the work in to get to know this track, and it is very rewarding if you do. Until then, if you don't put in the work for this track, it can come at you very, very quickly. The X almost found out then. kicked up a little bit of the grass on his first out lap here. So we've got this out lap here, and then we've got the qualifying laps to follow. BX will be the first one on a qualifying lap. The qualifying is 10 minutes long. They also get to finish their runs after that, provided it's within a 180-second time limit. I'd be very surprised if your times are ranging up toward 3 minutes here, to be completely honest with you. Who knows? Maybe that is how this will work. As we continue on through the day, BX is on for his first lap now then. On for his first lap. Got a few corners in. This is the fun part of the track for me. You're getting this section here, the very first part of the track, where you have to try and keep it as flat to the floor as you could possibly get it. It is a very difficult task to do. He continues to make his way through the lap skyline after that. So it looks like Project Platypus got out early. So we'll see how that one unfolds. Go through the end of the first lap here. Well, actually, we're not even close to the end. Only getting halfway through the lap as it stands. It's over the bridge for the first time. You go to the end of the third sector here. And the beginning of the third sector, actually. This is how much I know. It's the end of the third sector. I was right the first time. Couldn't see the actual second sector mark because of the cards on the track, the little arrows. I was looking at the minimap. That is the case. We've got BX coming through just toward the end of it now. Going down the hill. And then round the final corner. Here we go. Let's see what the first time of the night is going to be then. We head toward the line with BX Royal, who's going to put the benchmark up. It's a 2:06.7 to start off with. Is his teammate going to beat that? No, he is not. 7.4 for Skyline. Snipes only good enough for 7.5. Aura, the biggest challenger at the moment, is still only down to a 7.7. Mumu is there for a 6.73, which is good enough to beat BX for now. Ahmed is a 4. TS Bap into 6th. Millis only good enough for a 7.0. That's a 8.3. Not a great start for him. Quinn to the line. He's been promising so far. Only good enough for 4th at this point in time. Who's the next one up without a time? The next one is Jensen. 2.72. And we've got Peck, who's just dove into the pits. Finn to the line now. Yellow did a 7.7. Finn to the line doing an 8.1. And Inkyo did a 7.9. So that does roughly actually finishes everyone's first matchup, first round up there, and we'll figure out whether or not anything in this for some of the drivers in this. But Mumu again in the silhouette, as we've seen a couple of times already this season, in a very good position to try and make this count. Also, didn't look like a great time there. Aura just backing up and letting a few people through. It sounded like a lot of tyres screeching there. Just got to get through the laps here, so they don't really put this one in the wall or anything of that nature. It's going to be the first one to give this a proper try. Lobby C provisional poll 2:07.773. That would put you currently 10th, just ahead of Aura at this point in time, who's actually led up. So we'll go and see if TS Bath has done anything with the opportunity he currently has. We go to the final corner. Pits for BX and Snipes. A couple of people stayed out. Aura's diving in. Mumu 6-6. That's a little bit more of an advantage. 7-0 for Ahmed. Good enough for 4th. TS BAP is only good enough for Knight still. But it is a slight improvement. Snipes does beat him out at the moment. Aura's, we'll go through. We'll keep it with yellow at the moment. Quinn 7-3. Puts him a little bit further up. Yellow to the line, 7-1, good luck for him. Up into 5th he goes, beating out Jensen at the moment. And his own teammate, Quinn has definitely been the higher level driver for Inferno this season. Jensen, not on a quick lap. I think that's Aura just picking, oh no, that's Ahmed just picking out the pits. Go through here, Mumu's on a lap. We'll see whether or not he's currently on a fast lap. Going to be toward the end of this 3rd sector here. We'll see how close. That was very close to the wall. Playing it a bit dangerous so far, but is it a quicker lap? It is currently a quarter second quicker. That'll take us toward the 2.64-ish range. 2.63 maybe even if he finds some more time here. We'll go through the rest of the grid as well. See if those guys behind are able to realistically put anything up. It's BX the next car up. 2.273 up on the fastest lap of the session so far. We'll see if there's anything to be done here. Boyd's quickest lap, currently a quarter second up. We're looking for a 2.06.3 at the moment. BX is a little bit deep there. In the background of the shot, it's a 2.06.2 for Mumu there. As BX now sets up for his lap. I think that might be the end of the session for Mumu, who thinks he has got things wrapped up. He's half a second up. BX has already cut onto the grass there. On the exit of the very first corner, he's in trouble if he keeps doing that. We're on board with Yellow Racer in a minute. Aura to the line now. Yellow's got a penalty. Regardless what he's about to do, it's not going to be worthwhile, not even going to count. He is currently down on his lap. If he goes over the line, it'll be the end of his qualifying session as well, because he's got to serve the penalty on the next lap. What's Jensen doing? Jensen, 6.67, good enough for 2nd then. Just about beats out BX, still a long way away from being on pole position, that's for certain. Quinn, no improvement there. Pekka does improve, but it's only for an 8.3. You gotta find a bit more time than that, I think. And Beetle over the line now then. So we go toward the end then. So Mumu has parked up. Who is the next one over the line? The next one over the line will be BX. So we will stick with BX for now then. And then we'll go back with the drivers as they come toward the line. And BX coming through the end of the, well, we're just past the end of the third sector. Now coming up to the end of the 4th as we go towards, he's 0.3 of a second down. It's not looking good for BX's chance of poles. It may not even be a front row as it stands. He's got to find a long way here. Hello, Gden. Hello. How's it going? BX looking around the final corner has got to find all sorts of time, and he ain't going to be doing that by hitting the wall. So I think that'll be the end of BX's lap. It is not an improvement at all. Who's next? Next is Snipes. Snipes over the line. Is there an improvement for Snipes in this? There is not. We go to the next one over the line. That'll be Aura. This is the big one. If FGR are going to be the one to hold a lead, oh, that's a snap! Has he kept it going? He did. But is it an improvement? It is not. And Aura's only good enough for 11th. In Lobby A. Yellow not improving. Atty did a 7.9. That's only good enough for 13th in the lobby. Miller's in front, so we'll go and have a look at Miller's, who's 4th right now, but FGR are in serious danger of losing 2 drivers in this one to a different lobby that isn't Lobby A. Miller's does improve. Packer to the line after that. Is there an improvement for Packer? He's good enough for 8th. Quinn, not really doing much of anything. Inkyo and I think that was Jensen, neither of them really improved driver, and I think that leaves us with just the one more. If I can find which driver it is. There you go, TS Bap, as he just clobbered the wall on the way through. He beat Aura at the moment, so Aura's now 12th in this lobby. And it is a bad qualifying session for the championship leaders FGR. Oh, that is a horrible qualifying session for FGR. We know that somebody already has a provisional pole in Lobby C was a 17.7. That'll remove Beetle from the lobby, which means only one more person needs to beat a 7.9, and that'll remove Vate out of Lobby A. Aura did a 7.7 as well, so he might be under a lot of fire. Potentially, this could be catastrophic for FGR's 100-point lead at the moment. Wow. NWR 1 and 2, by the way. And 1 and 2 by quite some convincing margin in Mumu's case. That's a certain half a second clear on top in the silhouette. Because, sure, reasons. That's definitely how this car should work. Wow. So Jensen and Mumu on fire again. Trying to close down that 100-point gap. BX in 3rd, Miller's 4th. Ahmed in 5th, and then you've got 3 Inferno drivers there. 6, 7, 8. They should all be safe in this lobby, you'd like to think. So this could be a good day for Inferno to try and just solid up that top 5 spot for the next couple of weeks. Snipes and Skyline potentially also safe. In they make up the rest of the top 10. 3 in the top 10 for Lobby A qualifying for Project Platypus. Same for Inferno. None of the others have. What do you mean track glitch? We're gonna get some answers on that one. Well, we'll see what Aura has to say in regard to that one. Let's have a look at what happened in Lobby C, sorry. There's only 6 people driving. Okay. 2:07.7 is Kellogg's time. No one else got within a second of it, so Kellogg's will be quicker than some of the people here, actually. The Toy beat the bottom 3 in this lobby. Aura might be safe there. Unless you get 3 people to beat him, and unless 4 people beat him in Lobby B, he should be safe. Right, and before the bridge spun his car twice. That's unfortunate there for Aura. That's a certain. Super silhouette, half a second on pole is just absolutely insane. Hey Richard, long time no see, man. How is everything going? Wow. That is a qualifying session I did not expect to see. FGR might be in trouble. just today, however, unfortunately. Track may not suit the 90s cars unless you're Moo and then your 84s. 84 silhouette is apparently the best thing in the class by quite some distance. Absolutely insane the level of time he just put down. Good. Hoping we get to see you drive again at some point, to be honest with you, man. Been a while. Oh, then. Yeah, I reckon the top 10 are safe. I don't think top 10 will have any sort of issue. I reckon Aura's probably safe, knowing what's happened in Lobby C. I don't really think there's going to be too much stopping him now. Like a radio driving home from London. How was it? How was your trip? Well, it's nice to see that you're planning on coming back at some point, Richard. That's been a while. What, 4 seasons now since you drove? Also, it looks good for teams that we've got in next season already. Hoping to go recruit a few more over the next couple of weeks. Shame we are losing a couple, as far as I'm aware. We are going to lose a couple of teams at the end of the season. We're losing one potentially at the end of the night. If they don't make it to the final 5, the other one would take a miracle after that qualifying session and not make the final 5. Getting 3 into this lobby and they're already 70 points clear. Very much taking screenshots just as necessary, if nothing else. MBX has already got them, but that's beside the point. There you go, that's Esports qualifying, so I can end that. We can start moving things around. So, Moo followed by Jensen on the front row for NWR. Then it's BX and Millis on the second row. Then Alessandro from Arix, who are looking for a last-second bit of desperation there. He's in 5th, with Ahmed in 6th, Yeller in 7th, Quinn in 8th, Pekka in 9th, in a triplet of Inferno cars there. We will very quickly sort this out. Set by host. Everything else should be the same. Of course. Custom ×1 set by host. Let me actually change it this time. Alright, so then we've got P10, we've got Skyline, P11 Snipes, P12 TSBAP, P13 Keplero, P14 Aura, so he survives, but he survives, and then Kellogg's in 15th. They do lose Ate though. In the same vein that Inkyo has been dropped as well to Lobby C. Nice, that was for Pop. I drove past there the other week when I went camping, but I didn't actually go in and see any of it in any sort of detail at all. We need a couple of people to join this lobby real quick. There's one. There's Kepler that joined. I believe Kellogg should have me added. Let's see if he hasn't actually sent me anything, so if he doesn't have me added, we might have an issue. just put a message out to him to ask him if he's joining, because he's actually made it into Lobby A here for RCR, and I think that might be their first time. It's the last time they'll race this season, but it's promising if they can get themselves in to Lobby A, even if it is just at the end. It's potentially something at the end. Something for them to just think about. I think Aries has forgotten how to tell the time, how the things work. A couple of people haven't actually seen of what they're actually meant to do. It's reverse ABBA style for Lobby A and for Lobby B and Lobby C, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing that. I should be doing this. Everyone is in now, so we'll go through and do the grid order. So, Mumu from Jensen, who is in second. And then next after that is BX. Then we have Millis. There he is. And after Millis, Alessandro. Then after Alessandro, Ahmed. And then I believe it's the triplet of INF dudes. Yes, it is. So it's Yella, followed by Quinn, followed by Pekka. And then it's Skyline and Snipes. Skyline, Snipes. And then it's TS Bob, Keplero, Aura, and Kellogg's. With that list sorted out, we are ready to go. So we will start soon, and we will go at 26. It gives them another 30 seconds or so, potentially, to figure out what they need to do, what setups they need to put on, etc., etc. Very interesting sort of lineup, though. We've got 3 INF drivers. Only the 2 NWR drivers, only the 2 FGR drivers, but the 2 NWR drivers both start right at the front of the grid. Millis has no help. Aura starts in 14th. Then we've got 2 Toyota Kingdom drivers in TS Bap and Ahmed. Couple of Arix drivers looking to try and sneak their way into 5th place if they can do a job here. Apart from that, and then you've also got the 3 Project Platypus drivers, which they have seen a small sort of resurgence recently. Also, yeah, people are only just realizing now how qualifying is split. It's, you know. Alright, let's go. We got the starting soon. One last chat of the settings. We are good. Let's get going. Let's get going. On round 6 here. Small amount of headlights to start as we head down towards turn 1 here. It's an NWR front row. They're gonna have to realistically put together some time to get away from the grid behind. There goes 4, 5 red lights. It lights out and away we go. Good start for potentially both the NWR drivers off the start of this one, but BX and Nillis have just driven through the middle. So Jensen takes the lead. Mumu dropping to 4th by the time turn 1 hits. And both the NWR drivers have dropped off the start with Millis hitting the front. Alessandro trying to go the long way around Jensen, trying to put himself in the top 3. Not able to do it at the point of, at this point, Mumu's trying to go back to his inside, and he does so pretty easily with Quinn looking to steal one off of him. And Quinn does, and Yella does. And Pekka might look to try and get the extra place off him as well, but he's not able to do so. He's not that far behind. Absolutely crazy start. Bunch of overtakes happening there on lap 1. Yella, Quinn, Alessandro, all of them are going at each other as they head down the back straight here. Lap 1 has come pretty thick and fast. It looks like Alessandro's now lost out to Pekka. The Inferno boys working together pretty well to try and get themselves up the hill, up the order just a little bit here. They gain 1 position apiece. Now they've got the floating Lego brick, as it's been aptly described this season, on the directly in front of them. Oh, that was almost disastrous. That was far too close for comfort if you're INF watching that. That's a certain. Yellow almost crashing straight into the wall. He has actually got himself up in the 5th. He's doing a very good job at this so far. So Jensen ahead of Mumu. Behind Nillis and BX, who have got off to a fantastic start on the soft tyres. So soft for Miller, soft for BX. Mediums for Jensen and Mumu in 3rd and 4th. Softs for the cruising Inferno drivers in the 3 spots behind them. Then you've got Alessandro in 8th. Ahmed on the mediums in 9th. About to be overtaken by Skyline potentially here. Nope, Skyline doesn't go for the move, but Skyline is on softs in 10th. Then we've got Aura on softs in 11th, moved up a position, 3 positions already off the start. Then we've got Kellogg in 12th, he gained a couple with TS Bap in 13th on the medium tyres. Softs for Snipes in 14th, and then Caplero tailed off the end on the mediums right now. Must have had some sort of incident in the first lap. BX and Millis are flying at each other right now, these two going toe to toe. It's still FGR that holds firm at this point in time. You know, the rest of the group will be wanting to stop FGR at every opportunity they can get. That way they don't have to sit here and figure out how they're going to swallow the 100-point lead. If they can get Millis, they can get Aura having a bad day at the office. A spin or 2 for him may give NWR and Project Platypus an opportunity, because here comes BX storming for the lead here. Down the back straight, can he get it done, or will Millis cover it off? He absolutely has. It's well done for Millis there. Yellow is up ahead of Mumu. Is it going to stick for him? It looked like his car was a bit all over the place there. It may actually open up the door for Quinn. And Quinn doesn't go for the move. Yellow is playing so hard and fast with that wall. Jesus Christ, that is 2 that we've watched so far, and 2 that are far too close for comfort in terms of not wanting to get hit by a wall anytime soon. That didn't sound too good in the background. Someone's having a bit of a mare there. Car going off. Alessandro trying to get himself off the order just a little bit. He might be about to box himself in here. Pekka on the inside of Quinn. There's 2 defending fairly well at the moment. Here's the case. Alessandro is definitely boxed in, but he is definitely alongside Pekka now. They head down the hill for the 2nd time. Alessandro's got the inside line. He's got Pekka's number now. He's up ahead of Pekka. Those 2 are going to go back and forth because Pekka's going to try and take the place back, and he has. Up into 7th goes Pekka once again. And these 2 aren't going to let each other live for much longer than they need to, that's for certain. They're still ahead on the exit of the 1st corner lap to lap 3. 29 laps on this track. That looked very deep from Pekka in front. That might give Alessandro just another look in. If Pekka is going to... Oh, Pekka's got a penalty. And that will definitely give Alessandro a little look in. And he goes to the inside now, and he had the move on Pekka, but he'd gone too deep. Alessandro went too deep. Comes back across, almost takes out Pekka in the process. That was almost brilliant from Alessandro. Then absolutely wasn't. And then now he's under fire again. This time from Skyline behind. We continue on here. And that looked deep. That looked very deep from all three of them. Skyline maybe the only one that made that one look anything normally resembling the corner. Oh, back into the wall! I think that was Alessandro. And by the fact that Alessandro stopped, I think that is the case. They both got damage. Pekka and Alessandro both have damage now. We'll both have to pit to get rid of that. And everyone else will gain a position. Kellogg's looking side to side here, with Ahmed looking for that 9th place, and Snipes is also trying to get through as well. Aura up in the 8th already, so the qualifying may or may not have been a shocking time for Aura, but the race so far going exactly as he would want it to. Behind, that didn't look great there for Snipes. TS Bat might be going for that one, but he slid his car too much. And that's the opportunity squandered to him. Kellogg still running right behind Ahmed. This could be very good points here for RCR. They've not had any sniff like this the entire season, and now they suddenly find themselves in the top 10 of a Lobby A race right at the end of their proper season, realistically. You know, Kellogg's passed Ahmed up into 9th. Always love a little bit of an underdog starting to shine through right at the end of the campaign. Sets him up well for the next one. Aura sliding his way through the first couple of corners. Then we've got Skyline and Mumu, who is in 6th now. He's struggling to deal with the pace of the Inferno drivers in front of him. Let's see if there's going to be anything in the front for Quinn here. Is he going to be able to get past Jensen? No, Jensen looks like he's got that one covered for now. They head round the large, well, arguably the most awkward corner on the track, to be completely honest with you. Because it's just a very deep one. There's Jensen and Quinn. Quinn looks like he got a far better exit. Quinn is now going to put him under fire. Is there going to be anything in this for Inferno? Looking to get past Jensen. And he has. And the start for NWR has been nothing apart from potentially disastrous. But they are on the medium tyres, so we'll see how that plays out later on. We got BX and Nillis. They are not that far away from Yella now. These two must have had something here, because Yella is definitely a lot closer. That's going to be very interesting. Yella's now within an actual second of the lead. Inferno could be going out with maybe going out with a bang. They'll make it to the final couple of weeks of the season, but they're not going to give up by any stretch of the imagination. Currently 3, 4 and 7, actually 3, 4 and dead in terms of Pekka, but that's not the point, as he is actually going to fight Alessandro into turn 1. Alessandro's ahead, and not that far between them. Oh yeah, it is only light damage. I am going insane, I think. I don't know why in my head I had this as heavy damage. Not meant to be. I don't know why I thought that. Or is it meant to be? Am I going... I don't know whether or not I'm going insane anymore, lads. I don't know whether or not I'm going insane. And either way, we go back to the front, because we got a 3-way battle now for the lead of this race. Millis, BX and Yella, as they fight to try and get a little bit of advantage on the soft tyres here. The more these two fight, the better it is for the NWR boys behind them. Quinn looks like he wants to get some as well. BX now on the outside here. Yellow's going to give him room to get back in. Yellow looking to take second, and I think he has. He has got BX. He has got second place. Actually, BX gets that back immediately. Yellow looks to go underneath. Can he get it back? No, he cannot. So BX going underneath won't. Gets him back into second. Miller's in first right now. Got Quinn right on the back of this, and we are now in a 4-person train at the lead of the grid. We'll see if there's going to be anything that comes out of that. That's Jensen, who's in 5th, who's actually not that far off the group, even though he's on the medium tyres. And then you would expect that if he is on him being on the medium tyres would definitely give the opportunity for later on for him to come back to this. Miller's, BX, those two are fighting. Yellow's not getting involved. BX trying to go around the outside here as we head down toward turn 1, side by side between the two of them. Is there a move happening for the Project Platypus driver? He's currently taking the lead. He's got the one beside his name. He's ever so slightly in front of Miller's. And he's finally got it done at the head to 2. And through 3, BX takes the lead of the race. Yellow might look to the inside of Miller's here. It doesn't look like that was a move on in the end. Project Platypus just stealing a couple of points away from FGR. The rest of the grid will also want to do that just to make sure that they can keep themselves within fighting range, to be completely honest with you. They're down the hill here. Is there anything for Yellow? Yellow looking for this now on the inside. He's got a good shot. He's going to make sure he's in front, squeezes just a little bit, but he gives the adequate room and makes the move, and Yellow's up in a second. Inferno have made a dart forward in this race, and you cannot say that they have not deserved it. We got BX still ahead of Yellow. Miller's to look to the inside for a split second. Just going to be short on that one. Quinn, if Quinn can get past Miller's here, we get a very interesting scenario. We could get a very interesting scenario here if this ends up being a position gain for Quinn. He might have the opportunity now. That was a half slide there for Miller's. This will definitely open the door if Quinn wants to take a shot. He isn't going to do it here. Well, he might not do it at all. That looked wide. That looked wild. It is wild from Quinn. And they've given up all the time in the world outside the second of Miller's now. And Jensen is going to line him up. Potentially for a move here. Doesn't do it into turn 1, but that one corner, maybe not used to the dirty air as much, has just put him very much out of arm's reach of the front 3. I think that was definitely opportunity falling by the wayside there, that's for certain. Go through in this one. Miller still 1 second up the road. BX also created 1.5 on Yellow. And there's entire time. BX now has control of this race. Albeit the strategies will come into play later on. Front 3 are all still on the soft tyre. Actually, all 4 of the front 4 are still on the soft tyre. Mumu and Jensen, 5 and 6, are both of the medium tyres. To the medium tyre runners at the moment. This will get very interesting now then. Miller's just had a bit of a awful corner there. And he dropped outside the second on Yellow now. That brings Quinn back in within a second. And then also by default, an extension brings in Mumu and Jensen, which is quite frankly not what they would want to see right now. We're on lap 7 of 29. I think this might be one of the very first one-stop races that we get in esports. Very, very rare sight to see a one-stop race in esports, to be honest with you. Always usually a fancy 2 or 3 stop, an elaborate change in the guard or something of that nature. They realistically want to try and put together, but this seems to be one of the more straightforward ones. 7 laps now, we're not ready in the fuel, we're not... Oh, this might be a pit stop. It is a pit stop! Mumu is out of fuel already. And that's where things get very interesting now then. So you come off the medium tyres, that no one else really is that much danger of fuel. Kellogg's got a bit of a fuel problem, potentially. Him and BX are the only two flashing red at the moment. You know, the guy at the back also potentially falling into that bracket. Kepler is about to pit. Ahmed and Mumu have pit in this lap. We might see how things unfold. It's 2.4 seconds now for BX. He is flying at the moment. Complete control of this race. Not expecting to see the medium tyre runner pit first. That one confuses me. Right, Yellow's still ahead of Miller, 7 tenths of a second right now, then 8 tenths of a second, sorry, to Quinn in 4th. Jensen after that, 1.1 off the back of the Inferno driver. Skyline in 6th right now, that's actually doing well to hold on to the back of Jensen, even though he is on the soft tyre. Aura's in 7th after the pit stop for Mumu. So we'll see if Aura's got enough to get back into this, realistically. He's got himself well up in the 7th for now. We'll see how close he can realistically get to the front of the grid, starting 14th, remember. Alessandro and Pekka, those two still beside each other after all their fighting. Mumu out 5.5 seconds clear of Ahmed. BX dives in. Okay, so BX is into the pits. Is Yellow following him? Yellow is not going to follow him. And Jensen is, Skyline is going to follow them in. So 3 pits there. Kellogg goes in as well. So it looks like half the grid is starting to register the pit stops. The other half have decided to go for one more. In some cases, maybe a little bit more than one more. Yes, about 2 seconds off Pekka. May have been the case that Alessandro pit on the last lap as well then. Or it's 3.5 seconds off the back of Quinn. That's never a good sign. That is not usually enough of a gap to have on Aura. As a whole, to be completely honest with you. They're back forward. Quinn right on the back of Miller's. This is going to be very interesting now then. Quinn is there, but yeah, Millis is not on the back of Yellow Race, so 1.3 seconds separate those two. It's never a good sign when you see Aura in the background of a shot. Especially if you're one of the teams trying to charge down 100 points worth of a gap. See those two so close together? Already spelled disaster. We'll go and see what we'll go and see what Mumu Company pit onto shortly. So we've got about 20 laps left of this race. I reckon a few of these will indicate that it's a one-stop race, but we'll see if people elaborate into a 2-stop, maybe even, well, there's definitely not 3-stopping. This is a short pit lane, I don't know if it's that short. Yellow looking for it. Now into the pits for Yellow. Millis has got a lot less fuel. I don't know if he's thought this one. He's obviously thought this one through, but this is going to be interesting. All 3 of them stay out. Pekka into the pits now. He's going in at the same time as teammate. TS Bap off the medium tyres. Mumu went on to soft, so he is two-stopping. We'll see how this plays out then. He is actually out well ahead. No, not well ahead, but he is out ahead of BX. Not sure that would have been on the cards, because Mumu was quite the distance off a lap or two ago. He currently leads out. We know BX was a couple of seconds up the road from Yellow. Yellow's actually now in the, Mumu, sorry, now in the lead of this race, but he has to pit. I think everyone's two-stopping this. BX has gone on to another set of softs. Yellow's gone medium, so he's going to the end. So Inferno think it's a one-stop race. The rest of the group are trying two. Okay, well this now gets very interesting. Skyline and Ahmed beside each other as well. That explains why Yellow's so far off the group at the front now. So the group at the front are now in the position to try and build that gap. We are now in an incredibly interesting scenario, in my opinion. I'm not sure how this played out. Field's going to make it for Miller, so he has definitely fought this. 19 to the end. Gotta be a medium tyre. Unless you can think he can do the 12 seconds on the soft. This is a very short pit lane. I'm going to be very intrigued to see how people play this. Here comes Millis. This has to be the pit lane to stop for both of these drivers, and it is. So both of the drivers very much diving in. Aura's going to follow them. Aura caught that gap all the way down to 2.5, so Aura has figured it out. He's figured the track. He's got himself in a rhythm now. Mumu, however, has also found a rhythm. He's cleared BX by 1.25 seconds now. Everyone else is just starting to fuel, so the Lego brick at the front of the grid has managed to get himself clear at the front of the grid. And he has actually come out ahead of Millis. Millis doing the one-stop, going all the way to a full tank. And it looked like Inferno are going to follow him in that process. And now this is going to be interesting. What's the difference between the 1 and the 2? We know that the front 3 in particular are all on two-stop races. They both, well, unless they're 19 laps of in a half tank, which I know for a fact isn't true. It's going to be a case of whether or not they can build the gap now. 3 seconds, 8 and 9 seconds to Yellow. That gap might get broke, to be completely honest. This could be very interesting come the end of this race. And if they're not going to break the gap, I don't think they've got much of a gap to try and chase down afterwards. Skyline and Ahmed fighting it out right now, side by side. Ahmed's got a half-second penalty. Ahmed's going to go the long way round. Ahmed is going to get squashed into the wall by Skyline on the way through. The racing room was not given there. Skyline holds on just about. Almost clobbered his car into the side of a wall. Which could not go very well if he does that. Up to certain. Ahmed still has a half-second penalty to serve. We'll serve this lap. We'll see if that's going to affect anything. That should actually bring Millis in front of him. I don't know if it'll bring Quinn close enough, however. Quinn 0.8 of a second behind Millis. Millis well within a second of Ahmed in front. Oh, even with the half slide there, he's actually out of the second. It might give Ahmed just enough of a gap now then. Going into a corner, Ahmed's going to brake here. He's going to be able to carry a little bit more of an angle and get the better exit. That'll do it. Ahmed's going to be able to hang on against Millis here. At least for now. And then Aura's 2.5 seconds behind Quinn. Medium tied to the end for Aura. So we have seen a very, very, very interesting line between a one-stop and a two-stop here. Kepler, we've got Alessandro at the back with Pekka Well, that's just not gone. Their race has not gone to plan in the slightest. Mumu's cleared to nearly 30 seconds on BX right now. And this is where it's going to get, I think this is going to get very interesting because he's clear right now. Half a second clear in qualifying, remember. If you want to put that to the line as well, where he was half a second quicker in qualifying, there may be an opportunity for him to break this gap enough where he gives himself a real shot of winning this race later on. BX ahead of Jensen by 1.5 seconds there. And it's currently 12 seconds, the gap between Yella and Mumu at the front. Not entirely sure how much of a gap the pit is, but I do not believe it is much larger than the gap that currently exists. We'll see if that proceeds to be the case. Well, later on, it'll be about lap 17, I think. It'll be lap 17, lap 18 or something in that region where Mumu pits again. Let's see, down the inside for Ahmed. There is a chance, but he sent it too deep. And Skyline is going to be able to hang on. Ahmed just a bit overzealous to try and make the move. Pay for it. And he's going to have to find another opportunity past Skyline now. Miller's 1.8 seconds further off the back of these two. Currently about 16 seconds off the lead, and that's between him and Yellow where we got to look potentially for how this one stop versus the two stop will work. Yellow starting to build a little bit of a gap to Skyline. Ahmed causing himself a few issues in the background there. Half Spanish car just about kept it going. See, as we go down the line here, Yellow's got himself a substantial margin as they head on the end of the back straight here. We got Miller's 1.6, who is ahead of Quinn by a second. TS Bap and Aura are not that far away from each other now either. We'll very much see how that plays out as we go along. Gap about 3 seconds between Aura and Quinn in this one now as well. And mind, Aura's going to the end, or trying to go to the end as much as he can. Go through. Aura not able to do anything against TS Bap at the moment. Go further back here, give someone a little bit of love. If we can find a decent enough fight, Alessandro ahead of Pekka, that's 1.2 seconds, the closest battle back here. We'll try and look a little bit further forward. Skyline and Ahmed again. We've been in this one for a lap or so. We're going to go back to it because Ahmed's got another shot. Ahmed looks to the inside again. This time, nowhere near as overzealous. He's got a far better run now, but he's pitting. Oh no, he's not pitting. He's breaking the toe. He dummied me rather than anyone else. It looks like down towards turn one, these two are going to be side by side for certain. Ahmed had the inside track though, and if you have the inside track at turn one, you should be more than set. And that's exactly what he was. Skyline's going to try and force the issue here into turn two and turn three, but ultimately comes up short in that potential battle there. He's going to have to try. Oh, Skyline's going to have to try and find another way through this, otherwise Millis is going to be right on the back of him very quickly, and that is not a situation that Skyline would realistically want right now, I don't think. We'd probably hope that Millis would stay away for as long as humanly possible. Quinn just losing time quite rapidly to Millis now, actually. Aura has dropped significantly off the back of the S-Bap. He is on the 2-hour Kingdom driver is on the soft. Canadian trying to work his way back through the field. Oh, over. Dropping the car a little bit there. Doesn't get any damage. You can hear the tire scream though. And that'll give him up probably an extra second now. Yep, an extra second to the back of Bap in front of him. And his days just started to get a little bit worse now then. This guy, Snipes is 2.4 behind him, so he shouldn't really have too many issues behind though. He's got to fight his way back forward again. Ahmed right behind Yella. Yella's been the cork in the bottle here for a long time. We also know that the Yella right now, the only thing stopping, well, the benchmark for the one-stop strategy, I think, at the moment. And he's still quite handedly ahead of Ahmed as we head down towards turn 1. Let's see if this is going to end up with anything for Skyline now, because Skyline has brought this far more towards him than he has let Ahmed get after Yella. So on Mumu, BX and Jensen, we'll go have a look at those in a split second. But for now, these guys are headed down the straight. We'll see the gap that Mumu's managed to build, because that's what it looked like at the front. The front three well and truly clear the rest of the field, and even with an extra stop, the rest of the grid might struggle to stop them now. Yella doing enough to hold Ahmed and company off right now. Let's have a look at this gap then. So it's 4 seconds between the Silhouette and BX Royal in first and second. Mumu just got himself quite a sizable advantage over the other guy joining in the same strategy as him. BX has a medium tire to run at some point. Let's get interesting for him. Which means that he might be under fire from Jensen as well, sooner rather than later, but he's currently got a 2.5 second advantage over the Mazda driver. That should come back to Jensen when Jensen is on a soft tyre and BX is on a medium one. But for now, BX splitting the NWR drivers, who are very much looking to try and cut into that gap. We got Yella still ahead of Ahmed, still ahead of Skyline, with Millis well and truly on the back of the train now. Here's Ahmed finally going to get by. Is the cork going to open? Are the floodgates going to be unleashed? And it looks like they might be. Ahmed to the inside of turn 1, and it finally happened. Someone's got past Yella. Or has it? I think Yella might be fighting this one back straight away. Looks to the inside. Skyline might be the one that causes much more than anything to happen here. Yella holds on against Skyline. Not able to get past Ahmed again though. And it looks like Ahmed might want to take this and run. As much as he can. And as much as he can, might be falling a lot shorter than what he would like. Could he hit grass? He had a lot of grass on the way into the straight. Now if Yella can get a run, sit in a slipstream for a little while, he might be able to make something happen. But he didn't, and Ahmed's going to survive. Ahmed surviving just a little bit there. Yeah, just a little bit shaky as soon as he hits the corner exit. Skyline has played that far too dangerous with a wall too many times for me to count this race. Skyline might be going for a move on Yella here. He looks to the outside, now pulls to the inside. And he's now alongside. And he's up ahead of Yella. And finally, for the guys that were stuck behind him, the strategy might start to actually play into these guys' hands. They might be able to start driving away. Ahmed and Skyline have got to get some sort of a move on. Here we go. Looks like this could be a move here for Millis on Yeller. And it is a move for Millis. They're going to fight it straight back. Yeller looked to the inside. Millis made sure that he wasn't going anywhere anytime soon, even though I think it may have been following the toe. And yeah, well, Millis, who was actually third when they pit, has got past the guy who was second in that row. The guy that was first at that point is on a different strategy, so things are very much very different than they were about 10 laps ago, that's for certain. Yeller has just started falling off pace a little bit. I assume he's still going to the end. If he is, he's got to find some form of pace to realistically do it. Let's see if there's going to be anything in this. Is there going to be anything in this? Because Skyline might be going after Ahmed now. Ahmed just doing enough realistically to actually block him off. Hold that position for now. They're going to go down this straight over the bridge though, which might be another chance for Skyline. And you can see Skyline just trying to cause a bit of an issue. Just taking a look. He's going to go the long way round now, potentially on Ahmed. No move sticks. Again, Skyline needs to move on Ahmed before Millis can get a chance to catch up. Millis is right on the back of them. As soon as Millis starts getting involved in this, they both have issues. Looks like Skyline is under fire now. Skyline is going to be under fire if he keeps on the grass like that. He keeps breaking on the grass. Oh, Ahmed even more so. Half slided his car at the final corner. And Skyline will go through that hole. And Millis is going to try and take a bump. He's going to the inside here. Him and Ahmed side by side. Contact between the two. Skyline will take the move. Ahmed will drop two. If you're Skyline, you need to take this and run. Oh, Millis sliding his one through the first couple of corners. Ahmed trying to get his way through. No dice in that one. Here comes Yeller on Ahmed. That's a nice little move to take advantage of the hole there from Yeller. And now he sees an opportunity against Millis. Oh, could have, but Ahmed has made it very clear that he is not intending to lose that position anytime soon. There goes Ahmed back in front of Yeller. Back at the head of Quinn now as well. Quinn not able to keep up with Millis and Yeller as well in this race. Bap is just getting himself a position at the moment to try and make something happen. Over 3 seconds off the back of Quinn. He's just struggling so far today. Kellogg's is now under fire as well. Kellogg is potentially going to the end, however. Alessandro definitely not. Let's see if there's going to be anything in this one. For Alessandro. It doesn't look like it now. Moves into the pits. Looks like he had about, what, maybe a 20-30 second advantage on Millis. So Jensen in, BX in. Jensen's got a lot more fuel than the other two. This could get very interesting. Where are they going to come out in regard to Millis, who is now the lead car on the one stop? Mumu about to come out the pit, 74% fuel coming out. He is currently behind Quinn. About a second behind Quinn, but he's ahead of Aura. Well, this could get very interesting now. He's got 5 seconds to chase. And that's the Skyline. We both know that the opportunity here has got to be for to try and get to Millis. Well, that's 7 tenths off the back of Skyline now, which means the gap is currently somewhere in the region of about 4 seconds. And they've all got to go to the end from here. Oh, probably not Skyline, but that's not the point. Skyline's got to pit again. The rest of the group and TS BAP as well. The rest of the group outside of that do not. So we are now in a position where it's going to be these 4 home. There's going to be who's going to win out of these 4. And there's going to be a lot for that for the Silhouette to try and overtake. NWR need this badly. Need this very badly. Mumu is basically pushing Quinn through the corner at this point. Go through, still not really anything happening here on this lap for Mumu. He needs to get 1 at the very least right now. He needs the opportunity to ride. He's got the opportunity to ride. He's on the inside here, and there is a very quick move. 1 down, 3 to go. TS is going into the pits, so he doesn't get the slipstream, unfortunately. He might be under fire here down the straight. Quinn had a chance to fight this straight back, try and protect his teammate more than anything, but he doesn't take it. And all of a sudden, you have a flying Mumu here trying to get himself into a position to win this race. 3.8 is the gap to the lead. Skyline is the car in the lead right now. He's got a 4/10 of a second advantage. The real question is, how long is it going to take for Mumu to get past Yella here? If Yella puts up a substantial fight, we might have an interesting final couple of laps. If there's not a substantial fight here, then we might see a Silhouette drive off very quickly. Down the back straight here, 4/10 of a second split these two. No dice at the moment for Mumu as they head through the back straight onto the bridge now. 2/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second is all that splits them. A good exit here for Mumu, and this could be curtains for Yella. And it is a very good exit onto the bridge. He's not even going to get halfway through before attempting the move. He's side by side, he's slightly ahead, he's full card length ahead, and he's up in a third. And NWR on a charge in this one. Now here is the big one. Here is the big one, because it's now 2.5 seconds. That gap has come down a substantial amount on this lap, where Skyline and Millis are in front. Mumu's going to hope that Skyline doesn't hold him up too much. That is definitely the direction we are heading right now. Man unleashed in second place, because there goes Skyline. So he's been, well, there's no one else. There's no one else to stop him now. It is going to be a straight shootout between Mumu in the Silhouette and Millis in front. Does he have what it takes? He should do. This should be fairly easy in this position for Mumu to win this race. Cleared Yella fairly comfortably already. 1.7 is now the gap. That splits first and second place. We go through lap 21 of 29. And the gap is now 1.2. That gap is going to come down extremely quickly here. Jensen's ahead of Aura. BX is ahead of Aura. Those two have cleared one of the SGR drivers apiece, and now they've got a long way to go now to try and charge down the Inferno boys to get themselves a couple of extra positions, more points advantage over FGR. one thing's for certain, one of the drivers is doing it, one of the NWR drivers is doing exactly what he needs to do right now, and that's charge down Millis. Right now, that charge it down is working. He's within a second now. 9/10 of a second split these two. We'll see how long this is going to take Mumu here. That's the real thing. How long is it going to take for him to be able to get past the FGR driver? 7/10 of a second now. 6/10 of a second. We head down the hill toward the end of the lap. It'll be lap 22. They're going to get a real good shot at him here. Couple of good exits, and that'll be curtains for Millis, I think. I don't really see a stop in here. I don't really see how you stop him. This is very much just a this is very much a cat and mouse now for Mumu. This is definitely as quick as he's been all day, all season. Can he get himself in front? He needs to. This team needs to win this race. FGR are going to put up every single fight that they can to stop him. They have both cleared yellow by 3.5 seconds. I don't think there's going to be much in stopping these two from 1 and 2, but it is going to be the NWR driver that takes the lead. Mumu on the inside, now just has to stay in front for long enough. He got himself alongside against Millis. These two, and it is going to be good enough for the soft tyre. And Mumu take the lead of this race. I don't see us stopping him from here. He's got to get, Millis has got to get him now. He's got to go for it right now. This might be the last opportunity you get the entire day. You have got to go for it. He doesn't go for it. Mumu has got himself an advantage. And now the chance to drive away. There you go. 4/10 of a second now. 4.5 of a second. He hasn't really driven too far away. That's one way of putting it at the moment. In the front of the grid. As soon as that gap breaks that second, then I don't really see a way that you stop him. And right now, it's just increasing every single corner they go through. Even down the straight here, it's increasing. Maybe a little bit of a gear shift issue there for Millis. Either way, that gap's now over 3/4 of a second, and it's going to be a very difficult one to stop. There's the second gap. There is the second gap. And now we're going to see the slipstream start to kick away from Millis, and that should be game over. They should very much be comfortably clear of Yellow and Quinn. Quinn in a little bit better place than Yellow potentially in terms of trying to hold on. But they do have very much... they have people they don't want to be behind them. Here comes Jensen, who might be looking to steal a couple extra positions here. Get himself on a double podium potentially for NWR with 6 to go. His tyres are going to be substantially better than both the cars in front of him, and Werner might be on what has been a great day racing for them, maybe going podiumless. That happens, you have to feel a little bit for Yellow because he has been very good today, but Jensen is not going to let up. And he's up ahead of Quinn, and he's up in the 4th. There's BX in the background as well. Before you got Aura in 7th. Aura has been left in the distance in this one. Here comes Quinn trying to fight it back the same way that we saw Millis try and fight Mumu a second ago, and neither of them successfully come back in. They just got to let him go now. Yellow's got to defend against Jensen. The interesting scenario we have there then because Mumu is already 2.5 seconds, 2.25 seconds off the road. 2.2, clear of Millis already. It's incredibly important to see how Slipstream is powerful down the straights here. You can get that gap and he is gone. The real question is Jensen going to be able to do the same? Get past Yella here? There may be an argument that he might, in the 6th lap that will persist after this, have an opportunity where he may or may not have a real good shot at getting the top 2. He has got to get past Yella, and he's got to get past Yella really quickly. Right now, he hasn't been able to do it. Here comes Jensen to the inside! Gets it! Got him on the inside there, and this should be the opportunity he gets to start to drive away from Inferno. If he can hold on down this straight, that's all he needs to do, so then it gives him an opportunity to get around a couple of corners, break a gap, do something to get him closer to Millis than he is to Yella. Yella not able to do anything there. Jensen will hold on to 3rd for now. And now as they head up the hill, the long right hand, the longer left-hander should give Jensen a bit of breathing room. It definitely will give Jensen a bit of breathing room here. He's up about 0.6 of a second now on the Inferno drivers, who have put in a shift today. I have to give them credit where credit is absolutely due. They have put in an absolute shift. They're just not going to get rewarded for it. Jensen, 6th, that kind of just dropped down there, but he had a 5-second gap. Fresher tyres and a 5-second gap to try and charge down. We'll see if he realistically has the chance to do so. 9 seconds off the lead, because it's now a 4-second advantage for Mumu out front. See what we got further down the grid. This battle's been all-encompassing for a while now. Pekka and Snipes. It looks like they just had a fight, because Pekka up into 11th. He's actually defending from Snipes a little bit here, I think. As soon as you got this, as soon as you see that soft tyre coming behind you, you've got to figure out a way to stop it. No one has been able to do that so far today, and that's very much shown by the 1-3 at the moment in this one start on the mediums. Came back to the softs and are not complaining in that regard. Snipes just a little bit behind Pekka again. Kellogg's ahead of Alessandro and Kepler on what's not been a good day in Lobby A for Arix, that's a certain. Moving 5 seconds up. Jensen now 4.5 behind Millis, and is clear of Yella and Quinn in 4th and 5th, who will have BX to deal with in a short period of time here. So, while BX may be looking for a best place he can get as 4th, Jensen might be looking, realistically here, to potentially snatch a tar 1-2 for NWR, which could be massive. It'll be a big point haul for them. BX may have just hit a wall in the background. BX did just hit a wall in the background. And the charge from Project Platypus may have just come to a screeching halt. Oh, that's a bad time to make a mistake there. It's 4 seconds the difference now between Jensen and Millis, with about as many laps to go as seconds left on the clock. That looked a little bit slidey there. Here the tyres screeching. The real question is whether or not Jensen's got enough time left on the clock to really be able to do anything here. He is closing in. He is going to be closing in the entire time. Inferno is right behind Yellow. Not Inferno. Yeah, Inferno is behind Yellow, but they're the same team. It's Quinn behind Yellow here. They fight for 4th. They have a little bit of an advantage over BX now, but BX's damage has wore off. realistically, you've got to now actually do the job yourself, BX, and get themselves the position. Snipes is well past Pekka now in all of this. So Pekka down to 12th, Snipes up into 11th for a couple of points added there for Project Platypus. Two other Kingdoms doing 9th and 10th at the moment. That'll be enough to secure their place in the top 5. Right now, BX back to 1.8, so he is slowly but surely finding the pace again. The pressure tides will come back to him, so he'll now be in a real fight with 5th and 4th, who should, in theory, work together to try and stop BX from even getting the chance. Right now, 3 seconds is now the gap between Jensen and Millis. This is going to be a very interesting scenario, I think. Jensen is going to get close, but I don't know if he's going to get close enough. He is closing in by more than the requisite amount that he would need per lap. Those tires will start to fall off, so he needs them quick. He needs that time, and he needs it to get a lot quicker than what he's getting. Gap between P6 and P7, we'll take a look here, it's about 5 seconds, or not really getting much of anything there. Yeah, there's nothing really happening between 6 and 7, there's going to be more 6, 5 and 4, where that battle is going to lie, because he is right back here now then. So he is right on the back of Yellow, and he's right on the back of Quinn, who went past Yellow not that long ago. Who's going to be the one that tries to defend BX, so as soon as BX gets one, he should be able to get them both. It's going to be a very interesting scenario now. You see Jensen just out ahead. 2.8 seconds with Millis finally in the shot. In the same shot as Jensen. With 3 to go. There is a chance. It is a small chance. The chance is dwindling as we go along. Not finding a lot of time through the first couple of sectors. That chance is there. Moon's got an 8.5 second advantage. That's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane at the moment. He needs to find some time. Here comes Yellow, who's already been overtaken by BX, trying to fight that position back to see if he can protect his teammate. He's going to have to try something. He's going to come up short in doing so. So BX is up in a 5th and now had a straight shot with a wall apparently in trying to go past Quinn. This would have been a lot easier had it definitely would have been a lot easier for BX had he not hit the wall a couple of laps prior, but he's put himself in a hole of his own doing and now has to get himself into the top 4 as a result. Here comes BX to the inside. He might be getting himself into that 4th place well before the end of the lap. Looking to go the long way round on Quinn. The exit should benefit him here. He goes to the inside of the following corner and gets himself ahead of Quinn. And he is fully ahead of Quinn now. Quinn trying to switch back to the inside. Realised there was a losing battle. And BX is safe in P4 now. Which means we are now very much, I don't think Laura's getting anything there, in the position to go and take a look at this. There's now 1.8 seconds, the gap between Millis and Jensen. That gap is going to go right to the end. The issue for Jensen is it's not coming down quick enough. He needs to get himself into slipstream by the end of this lap. If he can get himself into slipstream by the end of this lap, he might be able to get a shot. Let's see, 1.5, that might just be too much. That might just be too much here for Jensen. Millis is going to get second. That is an exceptional result for Millis if he can hold on to this. prevent that 1-2, and make sure that there's not a lot of points being gained here from NWR. It's gonna this final sector here is gonna make or break Jensen's potential 1-2. I don't think he got it. I don't think he's going to get that 0.3 of a second. He's not going to get that slipstream that he desperately needs to make this work. 10-second advantage for Mumu at the front of this grid now in the Super Silhouette, which is absolutely insane. He's to 1.2. He's going to fall about 4/10 short here. Here's Jensen. A little bit more tyre, but just not enough. He's going to fall short. Oh, he got a second penalty! And that is the nail in the coffin for that second place for certain. There is no way that he drops it from here, surely. Gonna require a spin to do that now. The X is ahead of Quinn, and then Yellow as well. They are comfortably ahead of Aura. Not going to face any issues from the two Oil Kingdom drivers. Everyone else very much separated by a large enough amount. The issue is... well, the issue is here for Jensen. He's going to get close enough, but he's going to be close enough right at the point where he's going to get his penalty. And then have to give it back straight away. Which is going to suck, to be honest with you, for Jensen here. There's 0.7 of a second. He is absolutely going to get close enough. You can see the flashing lights now. It's not going to be close enough for him. And he's going to surrender the penalty now, so we'll head to the front. Because this has been, well, not the strongest of starts to the race I've ever seen from Mumu. Well, that second and third stint has been about as good as you could have asked from any driver at any point. And he has quite handedly won this race. Cruised to it in this third stint. Got past Millis, never looked back, opened a whole 12 seconds in the end, and comes over to win a Croix for NWR. And Millis is going to get second for FGR, which will stop the points bleeding for FGR, who will go into the double points with probably about an 80-point lead. Jensen will get third, BX will get fourth, Quinn will get fifth, and Yellow sixth in what has been a fairly good day at the office for Inferno. They just kind of wish they could have been rewarded a little bit better for it. Aura gets seventh after a dismal qualifying. He just about stayed in Lobby A. He's managed to pick up decent points. Ahmed will get eighth. Then you got TS back getting ninth. Snipes will come over the line right now to potentially put himself in the top 10 for Project Platypus, which I think they could definitely see as a thing being a lot worse. Then you've got Pekka in 11th. And then you've got Kellogg in 12th. Alessandro in 13th. And Capello in 14th, which means we lost the driver from the 15 that started. Take a look who we lost in a minute. Who did we lose? We lost Skyline. So, DNF for Project Platypus is dead. Island, we're doing a very good job until he had to pit late. That is how we end. The top 5 almost certainly securing their spots, so they will all be back next week. But until then, well, for all the 5 teams, there'll be 2 Oil Kingdoms, it'll be Project Platypus, it'll be Inferno, FTR, and NWR. All 5 of those will drive next week for a chance to win a title with a double point. So a lot can still happen. In that scenario, we will see you guys at 7:30. It's important that you guys pay attention. 7:30 next Sunday. Next Sunday is the earliest start time at 7:30 because the races are longer. So we will see you at 7:30 UK time next Sunday. Peace.